That magical flutter in his stomach? Those butterflies isn't just about being pretty or saying the right lines. It's about creating genuine moments of connection that leave him thinking about you long after you've said goodbye. If you're tired of wondering whether he feels that spark or you're playing the guessing game of does he like me? Component placement. I'm about to share some innocent yet powerful ways to create that instant attraction without playing games or being someone you're not. The science behind the butterflies. Before we dive into the how-to, let's understand what's actually happening when someone gets butterflies. That fluttery sensation isn't just a cute saying, it's a real physiological response. When we're attracted to someone, our brain releases chemicals like dopamine and adrenaline, creating that excited, nervous energy we feel in our stomach. It's your body's way of saying, hey, I'm interested in this person. And the beauty is that we can naturally trigger this response in others through subtle, authentic interactions. These aren't manipulative tactics. They're ways of creating genuine connection that sparks interest. Think about the last time someone gave you butterflies. What specifically did they do that made you feel that way? Was it something they said? A look they gave you? Or just the way they made you feel seen? The power of lingering eye contact. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to create instant attraction is through intentional eye contact. When you look at someone a moment longer than necessary, it creates a subtle tension that's incredibly powerful. Here's how to do it naturally. When you're talking to him, hold eye contact for just 2 to 3 seconds longer than you normally would, then give a slight smile before looking away. That extra beat creates a moment where he feels truly seen, and it will stick with him. The next time you're in conversation, practice the triangle gaze. Look at one eye, then the other, then briefly at his lips before returning to his eyes. This subtle movement signals interest without saying a word. I've found that the most powerful connections aren't created with grand gestures, but in those tiny moments where you both feel like you're the only people in the room. The magic of subtle touch. Physical touch is incredibly powerful in creating attraction. But there's a fine line between innocent touches that create connection and touches that feel invasive. The key is making it feel natural and appropriate for the context. Some innocent ways to incorporate touch. Lightly touch his arm when you're making a point in conversation. Brush your hand against his when walking side by side. Fix something small like straightening his collar or removing a piece of lint from his shoulder. These momentary touches create physical awareness without crossing boundaries. They signal interest in a way that words often can't. When you laugh at something he says, briefly touch his arm or shoulder. This associates your touch with positive emotions and creates that flutter of excitement. The art of saying his name. Have you ever noticed how good it feels when someone uses your name in conversation? There's something deeply personal about hearing your name spoken by someone else, especially someone you're attracted to. When you naturally weave his name into conversation, you create an instant feeling of connection. Instead of just, "That's so funny," try, "That's so funny, Michael." It feels more intimate and creates a subtle shift in the dynamic. Use his name at the beginning and end of your conversations, and once or twice in between. Notice how it changes the energy between you. The butterfly effect of genuine compliments. Compliments can be powerful or they can fall flat. The difference lies in specificity and authenticity. Generic compliments like, "You look nice," don't create that flutter. But noticing something specific that others might miss? That's what makes someone feel truly seen. Instead of "nice shirt," try, "That blue really brings out the color in your eyes. I noticed it right away." Creating intrigue through playful teasing. There's something magnetic about someone who can playfully tease and create a lighthearted dynamic. When done with warmth and affection, gentle teasing creates a special connection that feels fun and flirtatious without being obvious. The key is keeping it light and kind, never teasing about insecurities or things he can't change. Instead, playfully call him out on his humble brags or joke about his obvious strengths in a way that makes you both laugh. When he shares a story where he's clearly the hero, give him a playful smile and say, "Wow, so humble too," with a gentle touch on his arm to show it's all in good fun. The secret power of your laugh. Your authentic laugh is more attractive than you realize. When you genuinely laugh at his jokes, not a polite giggle, but a real, unfiltered laugh, It creates an instant boost of confidence and connection. Men are often drawn to women who find them amusing because it signals compatibility and appreciation. That genuine reaction creates a warm, positive association with being around you. Don't hold back your real laugh, even if it's louder or more unique than you might normally allow. That authenticity is magnetic and creates an emotional connection that feels natural and effortless. Text messages that create anticipation. In today's digital world, creating butterflies often happens through screens. The right text can make his heart race just as effectively as an in-person interaction. Some text strategies that create butterflies. Sending an unexpected, "This made me think of you" message with something that connects to a conversation you had. Texting, "I had a dream about you last night," and letting his imagination work. Only if you actually did, of course. Sharing a random thought that shows vulnerability. Just sitting here thinking about that conversation we had. The key is creating messages that show you're thinking of him when you don't have to be. Send a text that references a specific detail from your last conversation. Something small that shows you were really listening and that the interaction stayed with you. Mirroring, the subtle art of connection. Mirroring is something we naturally do when we're connecting with someone, but being slightly more intentional about it can create powerful feelings of compatibility. This doesn't mean mimicking his every move, which would be weird and obvious. Instead, it means subtly matching his energy, speaking pace, or occasionally adopting similar postures. The butterfly-inducing power of mystery. While authenticity is crucial, maintaining a bit of mystery is also incredibly effective at creating attraction. This doesn't mean playing games or being fake. It means not revealing everything about yourself all at once. Share stories and personal details gradually, leaving him wanting to discover more about you. When you maintain some mystery, his mind stays engaged with thoughts of you even when you're not around. Creating memorable moments through thoughtfulness. Small acts of thoughtfulness create powerful emotional connections. Remembering details about his life and following up on them shows you're paying attention in a way that most people don't. If he mentioned an important meeting, text to ask how it went. If he talked about loving a particular snack, bring it the next time you see him. The power of vulnerability. There's something incredibly attractive about someone who shows appropriate vulnerability. When you share authentic thoughts or feelings, not oversharing but genuine moments, it creates space for real connection. Sharing that you were nervous about something, admitting when you don't know something, or expressing genuine emotion creates a deeper level of trust and intimacy that's far more powerful than always appearing perfect. Your presence, the ultimate attraction. The most powerful way to create butterflies isn't about specific techniques. It's about being fully present. In a world where most people are distracted by phones or thinking about what to say next, true presence is magnetic. When you're fully engaged in conversation, listening to understand rather than respond, making eye contact and showing genuine interest, you create a connection that feels rare and special. The greatest gift you can give someone is your genuine attention. It's the rarest commodity in a world full of distractions. Creating butterflies isn't about playing games or being someone you're not. It's about elevating your natural interactions through intentional presence, genuine connection, and subtle cues that signal interest. If you enjoyed the video and found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and let us know your views in the comments. Because here's the secret. When you create butterflies for someone else, you often feel them too. And that mutual excitement, that's where the real magic happens. Subscribe for another one.